customer is looking to have some work done in her backyard. So we've got 4 different projects that we're looking at right now. The first project is over here where this plant is. She wants to have I'll call it a countertop, like a kitchen, so a mini kitchen, nothing built in, just kind of a mini kitchen with 2 level counters. So we're going to need to block this up because the back wall is going to be taller than the front wall. All right, so we're going to build, basically it's going to be 3 feet deep from front to back. The first 2 feet is going to be 3 feet high at countertop level. Then the back 1 foot is going to come up above that another 12 inches, so 48 inches high. So it's kind of like like in a house where you've got like a bar area behind a countertop that's set a little bit higher. So like I said, it's 5 feet wide. The main countertop is 3 foot tall, and then the back one is going to be it's 3 foot tall, and then the back one's going to be 4 feet tall. So we need to do a rendering of this just to be sure. A couple things to note about this. She has got catch basin, drain tile that's right here. So we're actually going to pull this forward into the patio because this is only maybe 24-ish inches off the patio, and we need more space than that. So I said, can we cut into this? So we're going to cut into the patio by 18 inches. So now it's going to be 18 inches on the back and 18 inches on the front to make it so that way it's at least balanced somehow. So it's going to be 5 feet wide, cut 18 inches into here. Also note that because this is square, we're going to need to square off the sidewalk as well. So cut the sidewalk to square it up. So we'll probably have to come in, maybe 3 or 4 inches, wherever the 18-inch mark that meets up with it is. So material is going to be 1-inch veneer, and we're going to use Fond du Lac and Sedan and Dolomite. So it's mostly Fond du Lac, but it's got Sedan and Dolomite accents in it. I know that they sell over at Twin City Brick. It's not called Sedan, it's called like charcoal or something like that. That looks very similar to the Sedan. All right. Oh, and so we've got the countertops. Those are going to be made out of bluestone, single piece bluestone. So we'll need to get those cut or fabbed or whatever. The top one I'm less concerned about. We can get a 5 foot. We can use a tread stock or whatever, but we'll probably want to get it. We'll probably want to get it thermaled on all sides. So. Yeah, so either way, but the 5 foot wide, by 2 foot deep, I would suggest. Well, either we have to build it nice and we have to build it with knowing that whatever we have it prefabbed to, that we have to build it smaller than that so that we have an overhang, or we order the counter, the quote unquote counter for it after we build it, so we get the exact dimensions for it. Either way, it doesn't really matter to me, but just be aware of that. So, all right, so we've got that. That's number 1. Number 2 is back over here. So we had done these top walls for her. They're still look in very nice shape, actually. But over here, these are old walls that she has, and if we come around here, there's this little area right over here. It's maybe 4 feet wide, I want to say. I have the measurements written down, and like 21 inches tall. It's this brick right here she wants taken out, and we're going to redo this with the same material, so Fond du Lac and Dolomite and Sedan, and we're going to use 4-inch veneer. So we're basically taking out the 4-inch brick and putting in 4-inch veneer, and then we'll put a cap on top. And one thing to note is that these are relatively thin guys right here, and these are irregular. So whether we want to take, if we want to try and find caps that match this, or if we want to take some of our thinner veneer thinner bluestone and make caps out of that, we can. I did tell her that it's not going to be, so these are about 18 inches deep. I said we can't go 18 inches here. It's probably going to be more like 12 inches. She didn't really care. She was just happy to hear that she could get a cap on it. So that's number 2. Number 3 is, so she's got some loose caps on here. Most notably, over here on the side, she's got a couple of loose caps. And I said that we can certainly PL them down. this is leaning forward, and she knows it. And I said, the problem is if we start to fix the wall, we have to. There's not a great place to stop, and we might end up having to do the whole thing. And I don't want her to have to do that, and she didn't want to have to do that. So I said I would give her a bid to replace individual, not replace, but to PL and tuck point individual caps. So let's say like $30 per cap to PL it down and then to tuck point it. But whatever it happens to be, just say X amount per, and then she will mark whichever ones she wants done. So I mean, there's 2 for sure right here, and I mean, I said as long as we're here, that's not a big deal. So that's number 3. So we need to come up with a per cap price to PL it down and to tuck point the sides. Finally, we've got the patio here. So she wanted to know if we did pressure wash, and I said we can pressure wash as long as we're here. We don't do it just as a pressure washing. So she was excited about that. This will take probably 4 to 5 hours to pressure wash the lower area, and then also the tops of the caps along here. I don't necessarily think, unless we want to, you can maybe pressure wash the faces of the walls as well. Just the front walls. I wouldn't do the back walls because I don't want to ruin any of the plants. So as we pressure wash this, we'll give her a price for the pressure washing. I told her there is a high likelihood of blowing out the cement in certain joints. And I said, the price that I'm going to give you for pressure washing does not include the price for tuck pointing the whatever joints come out. After we are done, we can for a cost fix the joints that we blew out. However, we are not going to grind and tuck point. So we will only fix the ones that got blown out during the pressure washing process. So this will strictly be a tuck point. I'm very clear from this point forward that I do not want to do big grind and tuck point jobs. That's just, there's no money to be made in it. So so just tuck pointing the areas that are coming out, and that will happen after we pressure wash and she has a chance to see, and we'll point out what we're going to do and what the cost will be. So I also, this is more for Nick, or operations. I just said, so you got places like this that have a little separation here. I would not tuck point this. However, over here where it's loose and I can literally pick stuff up, chances are that would have to be tuck pointed because it got blown out. We are not looking to replace all the joints. We're just going to fix the areas that got damaged. So. All right, so we got the four things going on here. So we'll need to take out this tree right here. Make sure I tell you that. And chances are we are gonna want to pour footings, at least 2 footings and a pour underneath it to support this this kitchen thing here. There's no access. There's just no access. So fortunately, that's not a huge deal for this particular job, but. So I said 4 things. Kitchen is 1. That little wall in the back is 2. The PLing and tuck pointing of the caps is 3. And the pressure washing is 4.